Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday the 20th of January. We have new mods, we have some updates. This is a joint mod review from yesterday the 19th and today, Wednesday the 20th. There were only 2 or 3 mods yesterday, so I've combined the two together. So the updates for yesterday and today are as follows. I'll start with yesterday's updates, which are at the bottom. The Casearias Puma Tier 4B by Blower and the Small House in the Polish Style by Bart had updates yesterday. Today, Eureka Farms by TNT-Modding has had the update people have been waiting for. It has fixed the issues with the harvester missing potatoes, fixed the spreader issue with the AI worker width overlapping, removed concrete blocks by field 7, added larger capacity to the BGA, and it's fixed the collisions with roads. The Grosseto pack by DD Mod Passion has also had an update today. So the first of the mods I'm going to look at are from yesterday. There were 3. There was a Seasons Geo-Walschen, I think it is, by SzeftiLS Gemeinschaft. But as far as tangible mods go, we have got the small warehouse in front of us. This is by SzeftiLS. It's 5.8 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. It's a small building for putting things in, I guess. It's not actually got a door or a garage or anything like that. More of a decorative object, I would say, because you're not going to get a huge amount of stuff in there. You might be able to place some seed bags in there or something like that. This you'll find under placeables, and I think this was decorative objects. There you go, small warehouse, 20,000 to buy, and like I say, 5 slots for the first one, which drops down to 1. Next, we have got this from yesterday. This is the Casearias 890 loader. This is by CaseariasModding. 4.25 megabytes download, 6 slots for the loader, 4 slots for the little grab that goes with it. It's designed for sort of boxier, older tractors, I would say. That said, it hooked up to this case, no problem at all. Very nicely detailed. The bucket's fairly small, I think it's 800 litres, something like that. But again, we'll have a look at those in the menu. These you'll find under tools and under front loaders. So the 890 loader is 6,000, the grapple is 2,000, yeah, 800 litres. Options available, there are none. You get it in case red. And with the bucket, you just get it as it comes in black. Very sturdy, solid looking design. Grapple opens and closes like so, so you could grab bales and stuff with it if you wanted to as well. Very nice indeed. That's by CaseariasModding. And the last of the mods from yesterday is just over there. And it's this, the JohnDeere 100 Chisel. This by SleutjesModding, 7.1 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. This is a chisel plough. I think it's, I want to say 3 meters, but I could be wrong on that. Another nicely detailed mod. This you'll find under tools and ploughs. 3.7, not 3. Sorry for the aficionados out there, it's a 3.7. Requires 130 horsepower, and you can pull this at 9 miles per hour. There are no options on this either. You get it in JohnDeere green and yellow. Hook it up, drop it down, and away we go. That's by SleutjesModding, JohnDeere 100 Chisel. Moving on from there onto today's mods. And we start off with these. This is the brick wall pack, I guess. This is by PM-Modding and VertexDezign. These are 6 slots each. We've got a short wall section, a medium wall section, and a longer wall section. It is 6.04 megabytes download the pack. Nice thick, solid, chunky design, nicely textured. So putting these together to build up whole wall sections will be a lot easier to place because of how wide they are. No fiddly lining up narrow fence posts and things like that. These you'll find also under placeables and decoration. So the short brick wall section is 500, brick wall times 2, 100, brick wall times 4, 1000, and then 2000 is what they will cost to place. That's by PM-Modding and VertexDezign. Then we move on to these. This is the Polish silage silos. These are by Kacper. They are 1 slot each, 0.37 megabytes download. We have a small one, a medium one, and a large one. They don't come already filled. They come like this. So when you place them, they've got this sort of texture on the ground. That's the smaller base, the medium base, and the large base. I just put a load in there because I was curious to see how much they would hold and what the kind of how they filled up was really kind of what I was looking at. On the sides, they don't overspill, so when you fill them up, they will go right up to the top. It's the ends where you might get a bit of overspill out. The smaller one, I've got about 137,000 litres in there. You might get a little bit more compacting. It'll just be a case of driving up over the top or as you go compacting. The medium one, I'm not sure what that will be. I wanted to leave that to show you what it looks like when you first place it. And then the larger of the three has got at the moment 220,000 litres. And again, you might get a little bit more in there. But as you start compacting, some will kind of squirt out the front, which you might have to tidy up a little bit. These you'll find under placeables and silos. So bunker silo small 500, medium 1000, large 1500 for those. Open air, you might be able to put a cover over them if you wanted to. Generally speaking, stuff once it goes into a bunker silo silage clamp doesn't get affected by rain or anything once it's in there. It's normally pretty good. So there you go, Polish silage silos by Kacper. Moving on from there, we've got the root crop storage building by CaveModding. This is 14.77 megabytes download, 14 slots on console. Very nicely detailed. Nice brand spanking new looking building. Brickwork around the bottom. We've got our putting in area where we load into the silo here and we take out from this side. This will hold 300,000 litres of each, so it will do potatoes and sugar beet. So we come into here, you've got the 1 for sugar beet there, 1 for potato there. It's only got 1 unload point, so when you go in it will give you the option to unload whichever one you want to. We do have a light switch on the wall, or light switches on the wall. These are independent either end, so whether you're putting into the silo or taking out, the light switches are independent. If I open up the end here for taking out of the silo, you'll see that we've got a light switch here for this end as well, which doesn't affect the other end. Nicely designed, everything goes into the middle section, as you can imagine. So what I've done is just taken the liberty of grabbing a dump trailer, and I've got sugar beet in the front section, potatoes in the back. We'll unload some in and we'll take some out. So potatoes in. Sugar beet in. Knew I was going to do that. Always the same. I can pick which one I take out. Nice animation for it coming out. Although that was sugar beet, I'm trying to think the way round they were on the other side. Oh, that's weird. They're the other way around this side. I wonder if that's by accident. So I'm sure the first one was sugar beet and the second one was potato, wasn't it? Maybe they've switched round in the silo. But anyway, that's how you put them in. That's how you take them out. This you will find also under placeables, under silos, root crop storage, 50,000 to buy, 300,000 litre capacity for each type. Very nice indeed. That's by CaveModding. Moving on from there, we have got these. This is the storage tunnel. Oh no, hang on, sorry, my mistake. I meant to do these next. We've got the Woodensheds. I meant to go across. We've got Woodensheds. These are by FS19, 15.63 megabytes download, 13 slots on console for each one. Nicely detailed. This one is just a shed. There's no lighting in these. There's no light switches defined for storing vehicles, bales, anything like that if you want to. The second one is a silage clamp bunker silo as well. Again, I put some in because I was curious to see what it would hold. I've got about 112,000 litres in there. There's a little bit of room for more. You might get maybe 115, 120 in there. My only concern with that would be, how do you compact it? Because there's not a lot of room above. I mean, in fact, when you're up to the top, there's literally no room. So I'm not quite sure how that would be compacted. I suppose what we need is someone to make a silo that's got like an automatic compacting thing, like a machine that comes down from the ceiling and rolls across or something, you know. That'd be rather cool. But there you go. That's those two in that Woodensheds pack by FS19. The first of these that we looked at is just the shed, which you'll find under sheds for 24,000, 13 slots. And the second one you'll find under silos. There you go, shed with bunker silo, that's 50 grand, also 13 slots for the first one, there by FS19. Right, now we're going to these ones, I do apologise. This is the storage tunnel pack. These are not auto-load tunnels, they're just tunnels. They're tunnels for storing vehicles, whatever you like, and whatever you want to store under them, you can store under them. It's entirely up to you. These are 9.5 megabytes download, 5 slots each, they're by Vectorman. Very nicely detailed with the corrugated steel, is it? I think it's steel, isn't it? Over the framework, we have a small, a medium, and a large in this pack. Like so. Concrete blocks at the bottom. Nice texturing and detailing on these. Yeah, very nice indeed. These you'll find under placeables and sheds. The small one's 10,000, medium is 20,000, and the large is 30,000. And like I said, they're 5 slots each. There's no options available, no colour choices. You get them in the green, like so. Next, we have got. I want to make sure I do these in the correct order. We've got these. Now, this is the interactive fertilizer spreaders. This is by TF2020 Mods. Well, I was looking down at my sheet. Now we have the interactive sprayers by Holger Sengstock. Now Holger Sengstock, as a modder, I think has changed to TF2020 Mods, unless it's somebody else that's taken on his modding portfolio, I'm not too sure. And those ones gave you the ability to unload liquid fertilizer into liquid fertilizer storage tanks rather than unload into IBCs or not being able to unload at all. So what he's done here is taken the solid fertilizer options. We've got the Bradale 165 and the, I'll remember it in a second, and one of the smaller ones, and now rather than just unloading as pallets on the floor, when you've got a lot in these, you know, up to 18,000 litres, that's a lot of pallets if you don't use it all, because these will do lime and fertilizer. So what you can do with these now is unload into a silo. You can unload to a sell point if the sell point takes fertilizer or lime. It makes life a lot easier, or you can stick with the same option of having it unload as pallets on the floor if you want to. That's entirely up to you. We do have the option with a spreader bar, without a spreader bar. It's a nice pack. This is 9.82 megabytes download. Quite a few options available on this. These you'll find under tools and fertilizer technology. So the standard ones are here. The Axis 40.2 MEMCW, the K105 and the K165. Those are the three that have been adjusted. So what we've got is the 40.2 MEMCW, the K105, the K165, but these are now modded with the option of main colour on this one to anything on that palette, like so. Design colour changes the cover, I think, like so. And then we can have unload anywhere, which will allow you to unload it anywhere, but not as pallets. It will put it down as just loose crop, like granules on the floor. Like you'll get a pile, like you can do with seed often, you'll get a pile appear on the floor, or it will unload into a silo or into a sell point or unload in big bags. So you have got the choice to do either. I'll show you doing it, which is rather nice. Then with the 105 and the 165, we can change the main colour, like so, the rim colour, like so. Design colour does the cover. Let's go with the red, for example. Then we've got unload anywhere, unload in big bags. Then you've got the larger capacity. It starts at 9,000. Then it goes up to 11,000, unload anywhere and unload in big bags. Then up to 14,000, unload anywhere, unload in big bags. So you can choose which one you want to. We'll set up standard or narrow on this one. Then you've got spreading discs, yes or no. With this one, the 105, fertilizer will spread at 24 meters without, 30 meters with the spreader bar. If you're doing lime, it will do 12 meters without, 18 with the spreader bar. And then you've got the option of cover, no, hydraulic, or tarp. The options are exactly the same on the 165. The difference is on the capacities. It starts at 15,600 litres, unload anywhere and unload in big bags. We then go up to unload anywhere at 18,950 and unload in big bags 18,950. Those are the two sizes. Spreading widths are exactly the same, 24 and 30 with fertilizer and 12 and 18 with lime. So this one is the smaller of the two with the spreader bar, and you can see the width the fertilizer spreads out to. So what I'll do is close that. Now what it does say is if you want to unload it into a silo or into a sell point, you have to have the cover open to do that. If I want to unload here, rather than it come out in bags, it comes out like that. Only thing I have found in testing this is it's very, very slow to unload. So even though you can unload it into a sell point if you want to sell your fertilizer back, or you want to put it into a silo to store it, it takes a long time to unload. This one, as you can see, was the hydraulic, so the whole top opens like so, which is I think how the standard in-game ones are. And the same with this one, although I haven't got the spreader bar on this one. This one I think I went with tarp. So when I open and close it, it just flings the tarp back and it leaves the frame in place. So those are the two options for that. But the same with this, if you want to unload your lime, it is quite slow. Rather than unload as bags and you want to store it all into a silo, it needs to be a multi-fruit silo, a silo that will take fertilizer. I do need to open the cover, and then I can start overloading my lime into the silo. It's a little bit faster to unload into a silo than it is onto the ground, but it's still pretty slow on the scheme of things, I guess. When you've got a lot in there like that one has, that's going to take a little while to unload. But that in essence is what this pack does. It's the interactive fertilizer spreaders by TF2020 mods. It just gives you a little bit more scope and a bit more usefulness. That's probably the wrong way of putting it. With those spreaders. Moving on from there, we've got this rather zany contraption. This is the homemade vehicle. This is by Tailan and Agro mods. 4.03 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. It's just a built from scratch in someone's backyard, garage, wherever it might be. It's got an engine, it's got a seat, it's got a rear bed for putting pallets on, bales on, whatever you want to put on it. Plenty of strap options. You could pile logs on there as well if you want to. It goes fairly fast as well. I mean, it's a basic boxy design vehicle just for driving around. It's pretty cheap. I think it's only about 10 grand. This you'll find under vehicles and cars. There you go, the homemade vehicle, 10,000 to buy, 200 horsepower. It will go at 74 miles an hour. Options available. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. We do have the options of standard colour. Then I think we've got a satin version, and then is it metallic? Yeah, a slightly more metallic, kind of almost chromed version in all of these colour schemes. Then we get down to the sort of more regular what I call more regular colours. Like so. Those are the only options you get with it. Hop in. Start it up. No seatbelt. Bench seat. Got a nice little rubber mallet there for, you know, hitting things when they don't work. Dodgy solenoids and all that. That's the horn. We can do the straps from in cab. First person looks like this. The rear bed doesn't tip or anything like that. Does have a rear trailer hitch. But it does get up to a fair old speed considering there's no seatbelt. I can just imagine honking along and turning a corner fairly sharply and just sliding straight off that and out of the passenger side, but it's something a bit different, a little bit quirky. Oh, yeah, lights, sorry. Lights, full beam. There's no beacons or anything like that. There you go, the homemade vehicle by Tailan and Agro mods. Moving on from there, we've got quads. So we've got the Lizard Tra Quadricycle. Got a few different options on this. You can have it as a standard quad bike, you can have it with different front grille options. We can have it with a rear 3-point hitch or a side 3-point hitch. That is predominantly designed for using the Casearias Scout for doing your field testing with precision farming. So having it on the side of the vehicle, it will go up and down. You can kind of sit with it next to you while it's doing soil samples, but you can hook various different 3-point link mounted things on the back if you want to. It does have a rear trailer hitch as well. Straps on the rear and the front if you have this version. If you go for this version, you get straps on the rear section but not on the front. You've got a little kind of tool point there if you wanted it. It's not too expensive either. You find it under vehicles. Oh, this was just how it was. 4.79 megabytes download, 12 slots on console by Agro Tonho. Under vehicles and cars, there you go. The Tra, 12,000 to buy, runs at 74 miles an hour, 71 horsepower. Options available. We can change the main colour again. We've got a few different options with a race red, which is kind of a bright red, the sort of satiny coloured one, and then an aged version. And we got those three options in a few different colour schemes. So with the olive, if you want to go for an olive one, then we can change the rim colour to anything on that palette. We do have a silver metallic. There is a new silver. There's a chrome option. I'm just trying to think. I'm pretty sure there's not a chrome. I'll double check. We've got things like blaze orange. That's not a bad combo like that. And then as far as wheel brands, we've got Lizard, Nokian, and back again. Under Lizard, we've got Standard and Wheel 2, like so. Under Nokian, we've got Standard and Wheel 2. Slightly different width of tread. Slightly different tread pattern. Then we've got Handlebar 1, zooming a bit. Like that. Handlebar 2, like that. Design standard. Bumper 1 puts that grille on the front. Bumper 2, roof with bumper 1, bumper 2, or back to standard again. And then we got option of attacher standard on the rear, so just a rear trailer hitch, rear hitch, side hitch, and then back to standard again. So those are the options. Hop on. You can put one of those rear mounted sort of tool lift things. Once you can put a couple of sheep in, that kind of thing, or a small trailer behind for pulling stuff around on the farm. I think it'd be quite a handy little thing to have, especially with the straps front and rear. It's not that you're going to put a pallet or a bale on there, but you know, you can. Like I said, with 3-point link, you can put 3-point link mounted things on there if you want to. Obviously, that doesn't work, it's too heavy, but just to show you can. And with the other one, you can put them on the side. That's the horn. Light options. First person looks like this on this version. Now what's weird is that's my kilometres per hour. On the other one, it had a weird dash on it, so that's the covered one. Not sure what's happening there. That's constantly going up. I don't know if that's time on the machine or no, because it speeds up. I don't quite know what that's doing. That Lizard Premium. It would be going down if it was fuel usage. Anyway, yeah. This one I've gone for the side attacher. Again, just to show you that you can attach things to it if you want to. Not that you would attach this to it necessarily, but you can if you want. You'd have to be careful how you corner because it will roll over, but and that's the covered one. There you go. So that's the Lizard Quadricycle by Agro Tonho. Moving on from there, we've got this. Now this, in the time it's taken me to set up the mods and get ready to do this mod review, it's changed in the mod hub. This was the Lizard AD9 by caleruega modding design. It has now changed in the mod hub to say Camara Ad9, so I'm assuming the rights to use the company name. So when you download it, yours should say Camara on the side. Mine doesn't. As far as I can tell, everything else is exactly the same on it. This is a fertilizer or lime spreader. It is 13.04 megabytes download, 11 slots on console, and it spreads lime or fertilizer. Nicely detailed. I like the tension straps for the cover. Very nice indeed. This you'll find under Tools and Fertilizer Technology. There you go, AD9, 27,500. It will do lime or fertilizer. 24 metre spread, 9,160 litres of capacity. Runs at 12 miles an hour. Options available. We can change the design colour. Now this may be slightly different on yours. I can't imagine it hasn't had a complete update. I think it's simply they got permission to use the brand name, I think, is what's happened. Either that or when Giants received the file, there were two files in there, one that had the brand name, one didn't, and they used whichever one first. You know, these things do happen. So, cover opens and closes like so. There's a grill in there, so anything that gets clumped up as it goes in gets broken through the grill so it doesn't get clogging up in the back section. And as you can see, if I zoom out, to the right is the width it spreads lime, to the left is the width it spreads fertilizer. So when it says 24 meters, it will do your fertilizer to 24 meters, it will do your lime to, is that half that? Maybe 12, maybe, I don't think it's 18. But if we go out to the end here, that's it, spreading lime. We turn it off, it closes those little chutes down, and there we go. That's the Camara AD9 by caleruega modding design. Moving on from there, we've got this. This is the JohnDeere 650. This is 3.41 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. It's by J.AModding. It's an auger wagon. Now, because of the map I'm on, because I'm on Eureka Farms, this will show that it takes everything. It doesn't, I have already checked. What I will do when we look in the menu, I'll put up on the screen, it takes what a regular auger wagon takes, but just in case you can't remember, I'll put a little snippet sticker thing will come up on the screen, hopefully, if I remember to do that. But it will do wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soybean, corn, seed and fertilizer. It won't do anything else. It's just because I'm on Eureka Farms that it says it does. But it's an auger wagon. It will take those things and it will auger them into whatever you want to. This doesn't adjust the angle. The top nozzle doesn't adjust either. Once it's open, it's open. We've got two different capacities. One goes up to the green level, and then the sideboards go up a little bit higher. I think it's 18 and 20,000 litres are the difference between the two. So if you're a bit of a John Deere fanatic, you may want to use this. Again, this is one of those John Deere things that's fairly low on the slot count. Only 8 for a John Deere piece of machinery, which is quite surprising. This you'll find under auger wagons. 18,000 to buy. 120 horsepower required, and like I say, ignore all that says down the bottom. It won't do all of those things. It will do the things that hopefully come up on the screen now. Options available: 16,000 litre or 20,000 litre, like so. And then we've got the pipe in, and pipe out. Don't think we have a cover on this one. No, there's not a cover on this one. And that will unload into whatever you want to unload it into, whether it's a sell point, a silo, or into another trailer, is entirely up to you. So there you go. That's the John Deere 650 by J.AModding. Moving on from there, we've got this. This is rather nice. With all the detail on this. This is the John Deere S550. This is by Agro Tonho. 13.54 megabytes download. Get ready for it. We're back to John Deere territory. This is 56 slots to download, but you can see why. All the covers are openable, so you can have a look at all the gubbins inside, everything that's going on. All the belts and pulleys and sieves, and you know. I like the fact the back section opens to give you the ladder access to get up to the top of the engine. Well, you can't actually climb it. Oh, that's B. And that one opens here. But what this has also got, which I really like, under tyre options, we've got transport tyre options, which is what I've gone for. So to allow this to be transported on a low loader, it's got a narrower set of transport tyres that you can use for that. And then what would happen is it'd be transported with its proper set of tyres on the back, maybe. And then when you get there, you swap the tyres over. I like that. That's a kind of cool option to have on that. It is nicely detailed. You'll find this under vehicles and harvesters. There you go. It has an 8,800 litre tank. I don't think this you can change the tank capacity, but we have got a few different options we can change on other bits of this. It doesn't come with a header, but it does say it's compatible with the John Deere 625X. I think it's 625X. But you can try the headers and see which ones fit. There are quite a few John Deere ones available. So capacity settings, and this is what's a bit weird. We can have it like that with the bows, the cover, which is what a tarp will go over, or with the canvas. But it doesn't actually change the capacity. It stays at 8,800 litres regardless of which one of those you put on. We've then got Windows standard, plus tint, plus tint, plus tint. Then we've got design standard with the monitor back again, so you can have a monitor inside if you want the monitor inside. Then attachers, rigid and flexible. Now this isn't the first of these. We've had 2 or 3 harvesters now that have had this. And someone messaged or commented a while back saying, I don't know why we can't have harvesters in game that have flexible cutters. This one gives you the option to have rigid or flexible. I think the point behind that being that once you've got the header on, and as you go across uneven terrain, it allows the header to move with the terrain rather than by... I mean, most of them, there is a bit of movement, but I think it gives you a bit more flex in it as it goes. Then we've got the option of wide tyres, wide tyre with reversed rear tread. Then we've got Transport 2, which gives you a standard front tyre but a transport tyre on the back. Twin wheels, twin wheel reversed at the back. Transport tyre on the front with the normal one on the back. Transport tyre on the front with reverse tyre on the back. Then transport tyres on both. Then back to wide tyres again. So we have a few tyre options available. Those are the options available on the harvester. So we'll hop in. Set up, put the pipe in, horn, beacons, lights as we go around. Does also have one on the pipe, so when we open the pipe out, does have a pipe light. Panels on L1, right stick up and down does that panel there. So on left stick it does the front panels. Then that one there like so. Then on R1 right stick, no, L1 R1, there we go, does the rear panels. Close that one as well. And an R1, right stick side to side. No, so up and down. Oh, get them, it does the door. So, left stick, L1 and right stick does the front panels. R1 and right stick does the door. L1, R1 does the rear panels. So if we hook up to the header, you'll see what I mean. I think I went for the flexible. So you see it's twisted like that, and you've got all that movement. So that's the flexible cutter. So it should be that as you go over terrain, it allows for a bit more movement as it's harvesting. Unfold the auger. Now we haven't got particularly uneven terrain here, but it will allow for that. Now that cutter doesn't come with it, that's just one that I grabbed from whatever I had in the mods. This is what it looks like from the interior. Nicely detailed. Not bad at all. It's just that John Deere slot count thing again, isn't it? It's so frustrating. We've had quite a lot of really nice John Deere gear that looks fantastic, but the slot counts just, they're way up there. Which brings me on to, I think, providing I haven't added anything else while I've been doing this, the last of the mods for today. And it's this, or should I say these, the Joskin Wago pack. This is by JohnDeere. I think it's Nix Extras, or it could be Nixtra 4S. I think it's Nix Extras. ABP team and BlackSheep modding. There are 3 in this pack. We have the 10 metre, we've got the 8 metre, and then we've got the 8 metre with a rigid front, so 1 axle on the back, rigid front. All of these come with a rear trailer hitch, so you can daisy chain them together. So with all of them, they all have straps, as you can see. These are not auto load trailers, they're just regular bale trailers. You can have them flat, you can have them in the different design colours, so you can have them with various different rims, but you can have them with the black deck or the green one. You can have with krills, without krills. There's a few different options which we will have a look at in the store now. You'll find these under tools and baling technology. So the Joskin Wago 10 metre is 15 grand. That's 11 slots. The Wago 8 metre is 10 grand, is 11 slots, and the Wago semi-mounted 8 metre is 9 grand and 13 slots. Options available: we can change the rim colour to grey, polished steel or chrome. Main colour, we can have green or black. We've got the option of, let's zoom in a bit, that's as close as I can get. We've got Trelleborg, miters, knock-in and back. And the Trelleborg, we've got standard, we've got T404 400s, T421 525s or back to standard. Under miters, we've got the TR09 400s, nice big chunky tyres on those. Under knock-in, we've got the TR12 340s. Those are the tyre choices. Then design standard with ladders or off, and then design standard or with warning triangle on the back, like so. And each of these has exactly the same options available as the others. So you can manually do the straps, or you can do them from in cab. And with this one, I've grabbed the solid straight mounted one, the semi. First, hook up to the rear one like so. So you can double daisy chain them if you want to. You can triple daisy chain. You can put as many together as you want, as long as you can line the trailers up and you can hook them together. You'll have no bother. Straps on and off from in cab. Change over to the front one. Straps on and off. There you go. Like I say, they're not auto load or anything. Just a set of bale trailers. So there you go. That's the Joskin Wago pack by JohnDeere, Nix Extras, I think it is, ABP team and BlackSheep modding. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.